Hi, welcome to Coffee Chat Creatives. I'm Claudia.
I'm Sarai, and today we are at the Sukun
Coffee House.
I have such a...
It is right, I don't know.
It's off Monte Vista.
Monte Vista.
It's near the artisan store, the one we love so much.
Yes.
The gallery, the 30 and 17. It's right across the street, and apparently they're open later.
Yes, so we can come to an opening or go see artwork over there and then come have coffee here.
I know, it's a win-win situation. Like, you just can't go wrong.
Yes, coffee at night.
Yeah.
What's better than that?
Exactly. I mean, get your caffeine while it's high, right?
Stay up all night.
What are you working on?
Remember the terracotta pots?
Yes.
Yes, that's tomorrow. And it is a full class, so I need to prep that. I also have a commission, watercolor puppy.
Oh, wow.
Dog. And then I have to work on some trade cards that I'm doing. And then I get to go visit my parents next weekend.
Wow, that's a lot going on.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
I'm working on my personal series for the Hamish Fine Art Show from May 1st to May 14th.
Are you going to have a gallery opening?
I'm very excited. So right now, I'm trying to set out the date. I'm talking with a few other artists which date might work best to advertise that. But we're really excited. The series is going to be called Forest Through the Trees for my half. It's going to be a shared show with a good friend of mine, Mona Hoover, but she's an emerging artist, and she actually has a really fun story that we'll share later on the podcast. And then I'm working on a commission and some private projects that I can't share yet.
Oh,
but I'm very excited.
Secret.
I know.
And you're starting the market on May 1st, right?
Yes.
Or May 2nd.
Yes.
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 So the Toronto's Art Market will be the first day.
I'm excited. Are you going to be there too?
No, I'm going to be at the Singing Arrow Community Center.
Oh yeah, because you're going to do every other market.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we did the Chocolate Fest. That's another thing that I need to do is all the editing for the Chocolate and Coffee Festival, and we've got several interviews that I still need to edit because I'm the sound engineer apparently.
I'm so sorry. And you know what's really tough? The microphones.
Are they on?
They're on now.
Okay.
We have insecurities now because they kept going out when we were interviewing some of the chocolatiers. There was this guy who did a whole poem for us.
Slam poetry directly serenaded to Siri.
Oh yeah, I was Sarah. That was the one, the one that got away.
Oh God.
I'm just teasing.
Okay, I'm not going to say
He was not the one that got away, but he did not get away with good audio. So sorry, guy. I forgot his name too.
Yeah, the other one too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of popularity because this universe over here is very beautiful.
Thank you.
I know. You're so pretty.
Oh. You're gonna make me cry.
And not only pretty, but she's got a beautiful soul. So.
Oh well, I think that's really mainly because of people you hang around, and they just influence what you give out. And I think that's really an honor to be around such beautiful people.
Yes.
In a wonderful community.
Okay. So today we are honored, and I feel like this person has been my inspiration for quite a few years. Even before I started my business, I would see her art. I would meet her across the street when she was she had her studio across Amy Baca, and we'd come and talk to her, and I feel like such an honor. Yeah. Amy Baca Lopez is here with us.
Hello.
And I was like, oh. I was like,
you're so sweet. I know, and I gotta say it's an honor too, because when we first started, Claudia was like, okay, one person I want to get on when we have 1 million followers, or when we're big, hopefully she would want to come on then. And I was like, who is this amazing person? She's like, Amy Baca. And I was like, Amy Baca. And I recognized your art from the different markets and things in Oktoberfest. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is Amy Baca. And we were both like, ah.
I know.
It was just fangirling over your work. And when I met you at the Chocolate Fest, that was incredible. You were just so kind.
Oh, she always has been very.
You still are kind.
She's so down to earth. Because when she had her studio across the street from Amy Baca, I mean, my daughter was at Amy Baca, and I think I told my husband, I'm like, Amy Baca has her studio right across the street, and when we started coming over and I think at first I was probably like very shy, like Gilberto would come in and I'm like,
no, you weren't.
I wasn't shy?
No, the very first day when I got the keys, someone yelled at me from across the street and said, "You got a studio," and it was you.
Oh.
It was very welcoming.
That is awesome.
Okay, I don't remember this.
Awesome. I was like, what?
Who
Who are
they
you?
should.
Oh, someone cares.
Of course.
Yeah. And then Gilberto was like helping hablar español.
He tutored me español.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you speak Spanish?
No.
No.
Sí, sí hablaba español.
Un poquito, más o menos.
Hey, that's more than me.
Poco a poco.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So let's hop right into questions. Miss Claudia, I would let you ask first.
I know. Well, I know you went, I don't even know where to start. I know you were very inspired after coming back from your trip from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
But did you go to Spain as a graphic artist or graphic designer?
I did. Well, I went to Spain after I went around the world. I traveled around the world for about a year, a little over. And that started because I had severe carpal tunnel as a graphic designer.
Okay.
So prior, I was a graphic designer
Yes.
for many years, and I was holding myself in this like driver's position, always on the computer. It was cool. I did a lot of work for a lot of locally owned businesses, and that was fulfilling for me. But my body was telling me different. My body was saying, you need to get up and you need to like move. So I went across Spain. I had no idea I would come back an artist, but I walked across the country. I did so I realized that if you could do something slow like that, then I could do something slow like paint across a canvas instead of this rapid, graphic design photos and stock illustrations and all of that. I could just take the time and draw things and paint them and build them up layer by layer. My mom looked at me and said, "What are you thinking? Have you heard the term starving artist?" And I said, "Yeah, you have taken me to art markets in Santa Fe my whole life, so what's the big deal?" But she was right. I did. I was a starving artist for a period. Oh, for sure. Bean burritos, could barely afford those, and just kept doing it. Just kept putting myself out there.
So at what point did you call yourself like, I'm an artist? Like, how when you
Isn't
come
that
and interview, I saw a friend from high school yesterday. Oh yeah, Aurelia. And she was like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "I'm an artist."
Yeah.
And she was like shocked. What point in your life were you comfortable enough to say, "Hi, I'm Amy. I'm an artist"?
So I was a graphic designer, and I was very comfortable calling myself a designer. And my nieces and nephews would say, "My aunt's an artist." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I make things, I create things, I design things, but I'm not like an artist that's just, painting or sewing or molding or crafting, sculpting. I'm not doing any of that." And one day I just decided, you know what, if you want to be it, you need to name it, you need to call it, and you need to just own it. So I said, I'm an artist. And it felt really shaky. It felt really, foreign to me. But I just kept doing it, and I just kept doing work.
Wow. And you said in the beginning you were like the starving artist.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take for you to reach the point of, this is going to be my life, and it's not going to be a starving artist? Because I see you now, and it's almost like people can't get you in enough like different events and things. They're like, "Where's Amy Baca?" When did that flip, or was it just very gradual?
I think, so I like to read a lot of books. Books are a big part of my journey, and I'll tell you about my process just briefly. I get up every morning and I try to move my body. And so I dance for like 20 minutes, or I go outside and take a walk with my dog, come inside and meditate for like 10 minutes while my coffee's brewing. And then after that, while I have the coffee, I like to read a book. And one of the books that I read was called Feng Shui and Money. And I can't emphasize enough how much of an impact that book had on my life, where I learned more about my relationship with money than ever. And so the author of the book called Debt, the Financial Equivalent of Cancer. And basically, you need to flip that. You need to flip everything in your home, find the value of everything, and then just eliminate debt as quickly as possible, and then start building like your financial future. And so I guess that's the point where I flipped from being a starving artist and changing my mindset, changing my environment, because that book is feng shui. So it's everything is related. All the people in your life, all of the places, all of the things, the objects, there's all a relation, and it's your relation and interaction with it.
I know that one of the books that you were inspired by is The Artist's Way.
The Artist's Way is a 12-week sort of journey, and one of the two main tools the author Julia Cameron has for you are the artist date and the morning pages. The artist date is once a week you take yourself to something to just she calls it filling up the well. So you just want to see a lot of images, like being in a coffee shop like this, or being at the artisan that you mentioned, gallery openings, thrift stores, train tracks, anything like that. And then the other tool is called the morning pages, and you just write stream of consciousness for 3 pages, and it helps you identify what she calls your serpent, which is the naysayer, which is the thing that keeps you from calling yourself an artist or keeps you from putting your work out there for others to see. But what happened was when I developed that practice, and that really changed my life. And I came across the book Feng Shui and Money, and that book is not a book you just read. That book puts you to work. It asks you to put a bagua over your house, which is a map of all of the guas, all of these energy sections of your home. And then you have to write, what does your dream world look like if money were no object? What would you do with your time? And I'm like, I can't do this. This is too much. And so I decided, okay, what I can do is trade time. So I had been doing the Artist's Way morning pages every morning. It took me about 30 minutes. So I said, fine, I will trade those 30 minutes and I will do I'll work on this book. Whatever I can get done in that amount of time is what I can get done. And so I just kept cracking at it bit by bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a question about your routine. Because you also mentioned mindset for a second, and just changing all that and getting into your financial journey. And I'm sure it was not just a change emotionally and mentally, but also physically and on schedule. So what is your routine now versus when you first started? Is it a lot different, like night and day, or was it like, oh, now instead of getting coffee first thing, I check this or I do this?
Body, mind, spirit routine every morning. I think it's so important just to ground yourself and to elevate yourself and to move yourself. So that has not changed. I do that almost religiously every day. I do like to spend time outside in nature, just somewhat. So I have plants and I water them and just kind of check in or get my hands to feng shui. And your environment, I believe that everything that is outside of you is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. So if you look around and you see wilted plants, that means there's something inside of you that is wilted too, something inside of you that needs to be watered. It's so necessary to keep that balance.
Roberto told me the other day, stick to painting. You do not have a green thumb.
You know what a green thumb is? All a green thumb is pressing the water. That's the green thumb, go, water. That's it. That's the trick.
I never thought of it like that. That is a really clear
But then I kill yuccas because I water them.
Don't water some plants you need to
neglect. That's a topic.
Which is hard. Yeah.
Yes, you gave me some succulents.
I did.
I think they're still alive because I forgot about them.
Now I will say that succulents are my downfall. But they're inexpensive, so when they die, you can just replace them.
This is true. So you also garden outside art?
I do. Last year I did a full garden in my backyard. I built garden boxes and grew tomatoes and bell peppers.
You're more my inspiration.
Mints
more now.
Basil and cucumbers, all this mess. And then I went on a trip. I went to Austria. I like to go to 2 to 4 new countries a year.
Wow.
And so I had the neighbor water everything for me, and it just felt like I was just giving a burden to someone because they have their time and their schedule. And So this year I decided, you know what, I do too. I have my time and my schedule, and there's a balance. And so I decided I'll just keep the flowers, but I'll go to the grocery store or the farmer's market and just let those who are really good at growing food do their job.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I admire you so much more now.
Yeah.
Like even like you keep plants too.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. It's a big deal. I love my plants
That's awesome.
and flowers. Yeah.
If you go to my house, first thing you see is a big pot because we had an avocado tree and we repotted it into this and it died.
Oh,
So
I
It
didn't know
happens.
that was
yeah,
what that
yeah,
pot
that
was there
yes,
for.
yes.
I thought it was
Those are the ashes
decoration.
of our avocado tree.
But-
What did you thought it was a decoration?
I thought it was decoration. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's a nice pot. And then I would just
Yeah.
hang out with you.
No, it was the avocado tree that died.
What are you drinking today?
I am having an Americano.
Cappuccino?
I love
A
it.
latte.
I
a
do
coconut
enjoy the
latte.
coffee here.
It has
Delicious.
a lot of cinnamon. It has. I'm gonna be up all night, I think, with this. But
Cinnamon's so good for you.
is it? Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so delicious.
Okay. So, how did you get your style?
My style.
Yes, you've got a
I think,
very particular style that
I think that style is given to you, just like your handwriting is given to you. It's just something you're born with and you write. So I think the way you write is the way you paint, or the way you sew, or the way you design, or the way you think. And I just kind of pull more and more to add to it. So inspiration from nature, from people, from conversations, and it just all goes into my style. But the one other thing I will say is I'm from New Mexico, and it's brown. You know, there's a lot of earth without green, and I like to bring color. So I just love vibrant color, and I guess that's something I'm known for.
I was about to remark is the amount of color you add. Different people inspire us to use that. And so for me, it was Claudia. She taught me how to use color without knowing it. And then you said that Amy was a huge inspiration.
Yes.
Who is Amy Baca's inspiration? Or is it just like you mentioned nature? Is it an animal or anything?
I love animals. I have 2 dogs, and they inspire a lot of the art based on all of their, meeting looks. And I just look into their eyes, and those go right into the art. It just happens because I live with them. But I think my biggest inspiration, honestly, is music. I listen to music nonstop while I'm creating, while I'm.
What type of music do you like?
My favorite is house music. I listen to house music, so that's like, 4 on the floor, 120 to 130 beats per minute, driving bass lines, some vocals. I like Chicago style, Detroit style. I've been to, warehouses in Berlin and have danced. I mean, it's just part of me. I've been listening to this kind of music forever. And this year I bought a controller, so I've been, I'm not calling myself a DJ yet. I'm making mixes, and I've been posting them on SoundCloud. There's 4 up already. And so once I get to 50, that's my goal. I'm going to do 50 and just learn more about the phrases and the keys and just a combination of certain tracks and how they are meant to go together, or at least I feel they're meant to go together, and just bring that joy to others. And my friends are listening to it while they're working. I listen to it while I'm working, or I listen to new music to inspire the work. It all comes from music, honestly.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
What inspires you? I know it's music.
Yes,
She already
I
knew.
know.
She
I
studied.
did.
She
I know.
studied
How funny.
so hard.
I know, because I
Cool.
know, like, yes, you do dance. And I've seen videos of you. You're like dancing.
How funny. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm a
Well, it's
fan.
really cool.
I really am a
And
fan.
would you mind sharing that link with us just so we can help support you?
Absolutely.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's on SoundCloud. You can just look me up. I think I'm Creative Warrior on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
I go by DABL, like DJ Dabble. I dabble in music.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
One thing we also noticed was the chickens.
Yes, the chickens. I don't know. I decided it would be fun. We're going through a weird time in our world right now, and there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of disturbance. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of, there's a lot going on, and it was hard for me earlier this year, to create. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, I feel like, what's the point? What am I doing sitting here painting? And she said, I mean, you need to shine your light. You need to be a light in this darkness, in this time. And so the only thing that came to me were chickens. I was like, let's just paint chickens because those things are funny. And
they are.
There's so much freedom in the chickens where you can paint their little faces and how they're doing, their puffy chest, or you can paint their feathers however you want. And so I did a series of chickens. I posted the chickens one at a time, just chicken after chicken after chicken after chicken. And this was my way of sort of saying, hey world, I'm here. This is 2026. These are my chickens. I'm starting my market series and festival series for the year. And you know what? I'm painting more chickens. I'm in the studio now painting another series. And I just did one yesterday. And it's a guy. And he has this really kind of just, he's not overly aggressive and he's not overly mad or sad or happy. He's just there and content. But he's wearing a robe. Yeah, so he's going to have a different, like a little artist model name or something.
Oh,
have you ever painted naked people?
No, I don't like painting people, which just sounds really terrible because I love people. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to painting them, that's it's not really my thing. Like even when you draw a person and you can do their portrait and it can look like them, but they see a different version of themselves, and so it's not right. Mm-hmm. And so, like you were talking about the energy and everything, some people just be like, "Oh, that's me. Oh, that's not me." I'm like, I'm gonna draw your dog instead.
Yeah.
What about you, ladies? I'll start with you, Claudia.
I do potatoes.
Nice.
Remember, like when I was
potato head.
I was doing
potatoes.
No, there was a class, a watercolor class.
Okay.
And the teacher said, "Oh, it looks like I was painting my daughter when she was a baby."
And the
teacher said, "It looks like a potato."
That's cool.
But it's not a potato.
That's inspiring.
Right?
No, that's cool. I have a vision board each year. Try to make a vision board for the coming year.
Yes.
Put all these things. It actually works. That's part of the reason I do my art is to make these symbols to help people like bring things into their world.
But it was a critique, not necessarily potatoes. But that means I cannot paint people because they all look like potatoes.
But that's inspiring to me because potatoes, one of the things on my vision board is weird art. I want to make weird art. I do not real. I do semi-realistic art. It's like whimsically colored and decorated subjects.
I know. I saw the eggs too.
Wild background. Those eggs. I like the eggs. Those are fun. But the potato, that kind of inspires me because if I look at a person and think of that person like as a potato, maybe that would help me get into the weird art because that's just an area where my mind doesn't work creatively. Yeah. So thank you.
Okay.
Cool inspiration.
I love your energy and like just how you draw inspiration from everything and how you can immediately be like, oh, this is what I want to do. Do you ever write those ideas down? Or
Always. Everybody has an app on their phone, the note app, whatever program you use. And when ideas come to me, you have to catch them like fireflies. You just have to put them in the net, and that's my net.
Okay.
So I just put the idea down, and sometimes it just stays on this long list.
Okay.
That just seems...
That makes me feel so much better because I have like long list of stuff and I'm like doing this.
As long as it's there, it's the same as the vision board.
Okay.
It's just you're writing it down.
Yes.
And then one day you're going to kind of go through that. You're cleaning up. You're sitting at the airport waiting for your flight. And you're like, oh my gosh, I wanted to do the podcast. Why don't we do that? It comes back. So it's important to write those things down.
That is so good.
I just love your mindset. It's so enriched. And it's just like with the green thumb, when you said that about the watering can, I was like, oh, today I learned because you taught us about... That's amazing. You're like a little tree of life in there. It's incredible. So, tell us, what would you consider your energy as? Would you consider yourself, I'm a high energy person and I can do markets all day long? Or is it like, I'm kind of a chill person and I can do one a week? Or what's up?
To yourself, be true. Wow. I think that we are ever-changing beings and ever-evolving artists. Mm-hmm. And I think that in the past, I was such a, let's do this. Let's have markets every week. Let's do double markets on the weekend. Let's do evening markets. Let's have a gallery. Let's do, and that's fine. That's fine for a period of time. But after a while, things happen. We talked about having loss in our lives. I've had loss in my life too. I've had injury in my life. I had a head injury 2 years ago. It was pretty massive. And so it's just life has a way of kind of guiding you and saying, okay, you've done that and it's okay now to take time for yourself. So this year I'm doing, I just did the Chocolate and Coffee Festival last weekend. It's phenomenal. I have another event I'm stepping into tomorrow in Old Town. It's Albuquerque's birthday. Happy birthday, Albuquerque. And another spring event in the North Valley. And then I'll do 2 months of Rail Yard, May and June. And then guess what? I'm taking July and August off, which is awesome. I mean, I'll probably do the Lavender Festival, but other than that, I'm taking that time off and from markets. And I'm allowing myself time to do the things like the music. Last year for my birthday, I bought myself a sewing machine. And so I've been sewing. And that's super fun, and I find all of this kind of feeds the art.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And how do you get to the point where you can afford to take 2 months off?
Well,
for starters,
I'm in like 22 stores. So I sell my work wholesale to a number of places. And so they call, right now I have to fulfill a couple of orders to a couple of stores, and including the Bosque del Apache Nature Center, which is like so cool. I'm excited to be, my art is with nature. That's so cool to me. And a bookstore called Books on the Bosque. So Bosque and Bosque, I like that goes to book end. Off of course.
I love that.
They're a nice, independent, locally owned bookstore.
Yes.
And so that sustains me. But also talking about finances, we had over 10,000 people on day one of the Chocolate and Coffee Festival. And the next day they didn't give us the numbers for Sunday, but I would estimate maybe 6,000 to 7,000. So those sales, basically how I look at it is if I can capture the attention of maybe 10% of those people and I can convert those 10% into sales. So 10% of 10%, we're talking maybe 60 to 100 sales, then I can like use that to fuel my art and my needs, but also kind of tuck some of that away. So that's what I do. I kind of work really hard and sort of nest for time to just be me.
Wow.
That is awesome.
I just, I can't get over how good you are.
I feel like sometimes when you start as an artist, you're always having like something else, like another job that is supporting you, to be able to make your living, and then jumping off to be like a full-time artist is a great dive. Tell me about your random jobs.
How did I do it? So I started off out of the gate just investing in myself, believing in myself, gambling on myself. So the graphic design, I worked for myself, and I built a network of locally owned businesses that I designed for. And at the same time, I also started a project called Zip It Local Advertising, which was advertisements in bathrooms that were for locally owned businesses. I sold that company, I think back in 2009 or 8 or something. But basically those two fed each other, and I just kind of, it was by luck. I didn't intend for the graphic design to be built from talking to people about the bathroom billboards, but because I had a prototype and they're like, wait, I like your design. Can you do that for us? So it just kind of was a fluke, and it happened, and I was able to just out of the gate just be self-employed. But when I became an artist, that's a whole other ballgame. And it's tough. And I can't emphasize enough, yes, do your thing, follow your passion and do your work, but it is not easy. I'm not going to say that it ever was. I'm telling you, I ate carrots, grated carrots with olive oil and garbanzo beans and jalapeno and whatever. I mean, that's what I lived off of. And I saved those cans. I don't know why. that I saved all of the garbanzo bean cans. And then one day I desperately needed to like do something and earn money. And so I just like put the art around the cans, and I got succulents. This is when I was living in San Diego, and I put the succulents in the cans, like drilled little holes on the bottom, and I straight up sold those gangster style at like the Art Around Adams event, with like a table that I borrowed from a friend, and just posted up in front of the fabric store. And it was like, wow. But I mean, hey, you have to do what you have to do. And my philosophy is that you have to put yourself out there, like, often. So show up with whatever you have, as humble as it may be. Just show up, and it's your way of kind of passing the basket and saying, hey, this is what I have. If you're into it, cool. You can support my work. If not, no big deal. But you have to be brave enough to show up.
I keep saying it, but I do have a quick question. So we asked about our people, if we can like to paint them or not. I didn't get your answer. You said you painted someone in a figure painting room, but do you still paint people? Is that something you enjoy? Do you take commissions?
I have done a lot of commissions with dogs, and then I stopped doing that because you could honestly be full-time employed just painting dogs, which is great. That's awesome. But for me, there's so much more inside of me that wants to come out, and I don't want to just be limited to dogs. But in the dog series, I did get asked, can you paint people? And I did paint people, but it wasn't, I like the freedom of the dogs because you can just kind of put like orange on their eyelashes or whatever. And people, you can do the same thing, but then what if they kind of come out green and they look a little sick or kind of like they're dying? And I don't want to do that. I want people to feel good about themselves. I mean, I'm not afraid to paint people. I do like to be a little bit more abstract with it, like just do like a figure, that's not like super descript, but just kind of like that gesture, that feeling of dance or of spirit or something like that, but not so exactly these are your nostrils kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good question. Red or green?
Are we talking about chili?
Yes.
I am red. I do like red. I'm sorry. But I do like green. And it goes back to the question, Amy, what's your favorite color? I like them all.
Yes.
I like them. I can't pick just one. And if I must, it might be blue. It might be like a sky blue or turquoise or something. But there's so many other colors.
So would you say Christmas?
I do like Christmas. I ordered Christmas.
It's the one thing we disagree on because I think it's cheating. Like I have a hard time picking favorites as well. But with the chilies in New Mexico, for me, it's like you can't just mix it. You can't have best of both worlds. You gotta choose one world and live in it, and then go back to a different one. Like you can go back and forth, but the twain shall never be mixed. I don't know.
I do. When I lived out of state or in other countries, I would think about red chili more than I would think about green chili, to be honest. But I mean, green chili is so much a part of us, and I do have famous green chili enchiladas.
Do you?
Yeah, they're a recipe I made up myself, and I make them every year for Christmas for my family. So.
Well, we have to have you back on the podcast around Christmas time. No, I'm kidding. You have such an entrepreneurial spirit, and at the same time, you're so gentle and quiet and nice. And like a lot of times, people think, oh, entrepreneur, you have to be like in your face, kind of go-getter, and like obviously you have to be a go-getter for the things you want, but how do you find that balance between being true to yourself but also being true to your business to keep it afloat? Because I mean, taking 2 months off, that's not by accident, that's a choice, and it's very purposeful.
I think it just comes with experience. I think that every time I do a market, I learn something, and I've been doing markets for a number of years now. It's just observation. You just observe trends. I can tell you that September for me in the past was a slow month, and instead of being sad and seeing the sales be not as exciting as I want them to be, I'll take that time and pop out and go to another country and kind of visit and explore, but also keeping in mind that trends do change. So it's about trading time. So this year I'll do, a couple months in this actual summer so I can go on an actual vacation instead of being at the tail end of summer. I'd like to try and be in the full of summer. I don't know. It's observing, and I learned it from being a graphic designer for a number of years and working for a lot of different companies and seeing what their market plan was and just learning from them how they place themselves, how they present themselves, and saying, "Oh, wow, that's inspiring. I can do that too."
Well, that is really inspiring. I definitely see what Claudia. I'm bamboozled. I'm just like, wow, so much information and like wisdom and knowledge applied. It's amazing to watch.
Thank you.
And I hope you and wish you the very best.
Thank
So
you.
my question is like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What are your goals?
Oh, wow. You know, if
Or maybe 3, if that's too much.
I look at it as if we're all lucky enough to be here in 5 years, then I hope to just be, I have to drink, if it's a cheers, you have to.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, there's a
I
myth.
hope to be doing the same thing. I hope to be creating every day pretty much until I'm not here anymore. I want to create something, whether it's mixing music or sewing or painting or drawing or designing jewelry or taking photos in nature or having conversations with people like you, cooking. I mean, I just want to take every last bite of life, and I want to do that until forever. Yeah.
Wow.
I get chills just thinking of
I know.
that.
I'm taking notes. I'm like, take
That's so
life
awesome.
by the
You are
horns.
very inspiring, not only not only on screen but also in person. So.
Thank you.
It's definitely something else to meet an artist who literally grew themselves from nothing. Because doing that is hard, and that's what we're trying to promote and teach. But
Well, you guys are inspiring too. I love that you're
Thank
doing
you.
this. I think that's awesome. I love your story. How you met at the growers at the Los Ranchos market, and how you made a win out of
Women and working
next
to
to
each other. Yeah,
having coffee, building community. Yeah. I love that. I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Before we got 1 million followers.
I
I'm
know.
stoked to be here. I love it.
You'll be back when we have 1 million followers.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
I think so. I think that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Please like, subscribe, share. It definitely helps. And if you can leave a comment about maybe your favorite artist that we should do next or your favorite coffee shop, we'd love to support local.
Yes. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
I love that they have like an office room that you can just be like, okay guys. Yeah, 2 of them. This one over here, and then if you go up. Hey, it's me. Oh my goodness.